Welcome to Heart of the Home at Harris Acres. My guest, Kevin, the fat man. Honey, you don't look like a fat man. And Fred, the chef, you do look like a chef.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, you guys showed up in uniform to the country. I brought you to the country because country cooking, me, that's what I'm all about.
Awesome.
That's what I'm all about. And you have something that complements my country cooking. Tell me about it.
You must be talking about our love rub.
Honey, I'm talking about that love rub. Now, your wife's watching, so no love rubbing on the set. Okay.
It's for kitchen use only.
Kitchen
You know,
use
I would
only.
have you read this, but we're not. We're on good stations.
Good
as well.
stations.
But
okay.
the thing about the love rub that we did is we got rid of the high sodium that everybody has on their table. Everybody's got the salt shaker, and we've got in our zesty 19 herbs and spices, and in our original 17. And when Kevin set out with this, and he's like, "Try this," and I'm like, "Okay." And we went back and forth for over a year and a half. He's like, "I'm like, what do you think?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "Okay." And I taste it. I'm like, "Oh, you're right." And it doesn't work. And I mean, I can't tell you the food bill we ran out testing this stuff. I mean, we tested it on.
And that's what a recipe is all about, isn't it? It's a beginning that finally evolves into what you want it to be.
We hope. And these two are good. I've got two more on the burners. It's kind of like when Scottie Mayfield makes ice cream.
Right.
You know, and he was telling us the whole
And we
procedure.
have to say, Scottie's in the house,
Yes.
and he'll be helping us on our next recipe that has sour cream in it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So Mayfield sour cream will be in the house too.
Actually, it'll be
You hear that big sucking noise in the back.
Yeah, that's
Mayfield ice cream.
Mayfield ice cream. This is a simple. These were on sale.
Yeah, country
and you know,
ribs.
I plan my menus about what's on sale, and if it's on sale, then that's what we have for dinner. So
That's it.
these are country ribs with
country
a
ribs.
lot of meat on them.
You know, and that's the thing. It's like my wife loves.
I knew when you were coming, we had to have a lot of meat.
Well, it's not just that, but it's like my wife loves snow crab legs. To me, they're more work than the meat they're worth. It's like those baby back ribs. What are those?
No.
Those are scraps. Somebody decided they could market and make a lot of money.
No.
Weenie ribs.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. No, this is the real deal.
Yeah, this is the real deal, and this is so simple. And I'm going to show you how we're going to incorporate the love rub in this.
Okay.
And then you're going to show me how you're going to make your famous barbecue sauce.
The simplest sauce in the world.
Simplest sauce in the world.
Yep.
On the love rub, we've got the shaker side.
Okay.
It's kind of like snow
You
crab
got it.
legs, kind of
Okay.
weak. Then we've got
The
of
real
course,
side.
The real side.
Oh.
So the nice thing about this is too.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Woo! You're not scared of that stuff, are you?
No, you shouldn't be. And the nice thing about
Oh
it is,
my goodness! I would never have put that much. I'm so glad you showed me that because I did about a third that much.
oh no, see the nice thing about this
I didn't
is
know that.
you can do this 2 or 3 days ahead of time. And we're just going to transfer these all into the pan because you really got to get your hands dirty with this.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like, as my chefs have always told me, these are the best tools you've got.
Exactly.
You know, they can take temperatures.
And you know, it's like when you teach somebody to make biscuits and they pick up a spoon and you go, "What you gonna do with that bad boy?" You know, you can't do that.
kind of like when you make dumplings. You know,
Yeah.
it's all about
oh,
touch
yeah.
and feel.
No. You know
So-
when it's right.
so we
you
can
know
get-
when it's
Kevin,
right.
get rid of
There you
those
go.
for me.
The garbage man.
There you go.
Yeah, well,
The G-man. The G-man.
Can you sprinkle some more of that on there for me?
Oh, honey, I never put that much on there. Now, you are a nervy man. Woo, my goodness gracious. Well, I would never have known to do that.
It's not going to be too much, but you want that flavor everywhere. Now, if you wanted to, you could do this the night before, a couple days before, and let them sit up. So that way the flavor's just going to marry. It's a dry rub. There's no acid to start cooking the meat or
Okay.
breaking down the meat. That's just more flavor that's going to have a chance to sit into
Is
it.
this an item that will work at the Habitat Hullabaloo?
Oh,
Where
absolutely.
we have the barbecue and
We're
chili
gonna do it.
cook-off?
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
You would, Cherie, you would start this probably 2 weeks out.
Uh-huh.
Get your ribs and everything, or your pork butts, or whatever you want to do, chickens, and go and get them rubbed down. Real good.
Really?
And let that
Wow.
just sit. I mean, smell that. It's just, I'm
Oh,
not.
I'm smelling that.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to rub it on you, I
Oh,
promise.
yeah, I'm smelling
But now
that.
they're good to go in the oven.
Amazing.
No salt, no pepper. Don't need it.
Well, see, I didn't add salt and pepper. I don't use a lot of salt and pepper, and I trusted that you had a lot of that in there.
No,
so
and
there
that's
you
the
go.
thing, we don't.
No salt.
Well, we use kosher
Very
salt
little.
instead of iodized
Okay.
salt because iodine was invented years ago when you didn't get it in your diet. Now that everybody gets it plenty,
Right.
it's just too much.
Right,
You really
okay.
don't need it.
plus
This
the
looks
spices.
great.
The spices replace the salt. So you have, in the average,
flavor.
50% salt. We knocked it down to 23%.
Wow.
We took iodized salt and replaced it with kosher salt. Now, the reason we put so much on there, we sell it by the ounce.
And when you see your bill,
I'm here with two of the smartest men I know. Marketing techniques, you got to use a lot of it.
well, not only that, but you know what? When you start to get the flavors in there, you're gonna be like, wow, that's good. But what if I put some more? You know, what if I sprinkle
Really
some of this
good.
on my baked
Really
potato?
good.
What if I sprinkle this on my salad? That's what it's for. It's to replace the other condiments. One stop shaking, and you're good to go.
Well, what we're going to do with this now, we're going to cover it and we're going to put it in an oven at 225, and we're going to bake this for about 4 hours.
4 or 5 hours.
But from the magic of television, when we come back from this little break, oh my goodness, I'm going to share my special barbecue sauce
Awesome.
with you. It's the simplest thing in the world. 2 ingredients. Hang around, guys. We'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm learning something. And you know, sharing your recipes, sharing your ideas is what it's about. We've been joined by Scottie Mayfield, and you're going to give him a simple recipe using his sour cream. And I'm going to give him a recipe. Do you like orange marmalade?
Yes, ma'am.
I love orange marmalade. Now, many people are not crazy about the orange taste. I adore it. I have taken the absolute cheapest barbecue sauce you can buy, just a base honey barbecue sauce, and I'm going to add some of your rub to it because you guys told me I probably didn't put enough seasoning in.
There you go.
There you go. We're adding a little bit more rub, and then barbecue sauce with, Fred, you want to get that going? There you go.
We're going to start.
The simplest, you're doing a simple one, I'm doing a simple one.
Scottie?
Scottie?
Some caramelize them real
Woo!
quick.
Orange marmalade.
That's got to be good.
Now, I grew up in Orlando, and I think that the good Lord intended everybody to love orange marmalade, and I do love it.
It's those orange blossoms that come out every spring.
Man.
You either love them or they're going to kill
Garbage
you.
man? Woo! Are you the garbage man?
Well, that's the nicest thing you could call me, I think.
G-man.
G-Man.
G-man. And all we're going to do now, I've had ribs cooking. They're almost done. We're going to baste it with the orange marmalade and barbecue sauce. And we're going to stick them back in the oven for about 20 minutes.
Oh.
And there you go. And the orange marmalade has a hint, just a hint of the orange. The rub is not going to be overpowering.
Give me that zesty rub for that.
There you go.
So we've got the onions starting to caramelize.
Now this is in your book, right?
It's in the book.
Okay, good.
Chef and the Fatman All-American Dip.
And we changed the
Doesn't that
name.
smell great?
We
Woo!
changed the name because, as we always like to do, we like to tie things back to what makes this country great. That's America. That's so American. And dip and chips and Mayfield are like synonymous with America and the
That's
greatest building of America. It's great families, old families that have contributed so much to their community, year in, year out.
Mayfield
decade
sour cream.
in,
Mayfield
decade out.
sour cream. And
Mayfield
you know
sour
what?
cream. Can you get those ribs out for me?
Absolutely.
You know, Scottie, I don't know what it is about your product. I mean, I do know what the secret is. It's that you guys
I think
actually
it's a family business.
I was going to say y'all still care, which is hard to find anymore.
Well, we
Right.
try to make good products, and if you work at it, you can do that.
Well, not only that, but you haven't. You know, it's still family owned, and you're in the business, and you go
Ooh,
by
there
and you
you
see
go.
and you taste.
Right here.
And I think you telling me that you pay for ice cream is kind of funny, but
Well,
I'm not
oh,
quite
he
buying that
pays
one.
every 2 weeks.
Well, you got to go. I like to go to the store to get my ice cream because I want to eat whatever the consumer's eating.
That's good.
And if I get it out of our
That's
freezer,
interesting. See, that's a good concept.
then I know it's perfect. But if I get it out of the store, then I know what
See
the
how it's been
consumer's
handled.
Right.
All right, so we've got the mayonnaise, the sour cream. We're going to take cream cheese.
All the low-fat stuff.
All the
yeah.
low-fat stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And Kev, if you wanted to, when you get a chance, turn this off.
And you know, guys, we have to say, one of the simplest recipes in the South are soup beans. What would be better with these ribs, full of meat, full of flavor, than some soup beans? And you know, this morning before I went to my third job, I put some soup beans on in the crock pot. Is that a simple thing to do?
Easy. Crock pot cooking, isn't that great
It's
stuff?
awesome.
It is good.
It is awesome. And it means that women in America today can still cook for their families and do it a good budget. Soup beans, how dirt cheap could you get? Now there you go. Sit that bad boy back in the stove.
All right. You know, too, getting that Habitat for Humanity book
So
that
good.
you guys put out,
Little
Cherie.
hint of orange,
I like that.
tiny hint of orange.
I like that a lot.
We're going to go in uncovered, like you said, about 20
Uncovered
minutes. let 'em
about 20
caramelize.
minutes. That's right. And then we're going to serve this with soup beans. Now tell me about the dip. It was so fast, so simple. 3 ingredients.
We got about 5. We've
Okay.
got Mayfield sour cream, whole mayonnaise, not the light, fat-free garbage
Right.
stuff.
No.
Sauteed onions, Worcestershire sauce, love rub. That's about it.
That's it.
And cream cheese.
Now is it a little bit spicy?
It can be, and that's going to be depending on how much you want to go ahead and add love rub to it.
Okay.
I mean, not
now,
that it's going to knock
let
your
me ask
socks
you
off.
something. I said something about would you serve that warm?
You could, absolutely you could.
Okay, because see, I would love that warm with crackers. I think
Yep.
that'd be good. Or you could refrigerate it and serve it with vegetables. We're going to do it with crackers.
We're going to do it with crackers.
There you go. Oh my goodness.
Notice the color.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Yes, sir.
Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So the pink comes from the love rub.
Exactly. And it's not a lot. Just a little bit to get your attention, then you.
Right. And it's just another simple recipe.
It's not overly oniony either.
No,
No.
I saw all those onions and I thought, boy, that may be really a lot.
Well, once we started caramelizing them, that's where the sugars come out. So that takes that acid away.
Oh boy, that's
So white
really
onion
good.
has the most acid, but it's the best for French onion soup because low caramelization, the sugars come out, and that's where you get a real good sweetness to that onion. So a Vidalia is good, but when you're caramelizing, white's always best.
Now,
Interesting.
you know, I love halibut, and you love, I love halibut, and I love scallops, and a lot of people are not crazy about mayonnaise, but we're going to share a recipe on a later show using mayonnaise and halibut. And it's funny because hot mayonnaise, would you have thought about that?
It's
Creamy
done, it's
and
done
good.
a lot, yeah.
Oh, man.
Mayonnaise is a food group.
Oh, yes.
I don't know if the
I agree.
FDA has approved it or not, but at
White-
Casa Jenkins,
Yeah.
it's a food
White
group.
bread, banana, and mayonnaise. The best sandwich in the world.
Throw a little peanut butter on there and you're all set.
Okay, one piece with peanut butter, one piece with mayonnaise.
There
yeah,
you go.
Yeah. Now we've got about 30 seconds to go, guys, and we've got to go to a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to share the ribs. We're going to have the pinto beans.
Yum.
Does that sound good?
Absolutely.
Does that sound
Great.
simple? And it sounds like something that really goes well with sweet tea. Now, honey, when you came to the South, did you learn to drink sweet tea?
No, I have not. I still drink unsweet tea.
There you go.
Sorry.
Y'all hang around. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Ooh, friends, fun. Scottie Mayfield, you brought your ingredient. What are
I've
you
got
contributing to this
little
simple
buttermilk.
recipe?
Little buttermilk.
Buttermilk?
Gotta have it.
I've got heavy whipping cream, and you?
The
Nothing.
belly.
Nothing. You just
What?
like bread. And,
That's
and
right.
Chef Fred is going to make us a simple biscuit.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about it.
This is done in a food processor.
Okay, I have one of those. Now, I didn't know that you plugged it up. I've never used it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why mine
That's
hasn't worked.
You know, well, quick lesson.
Okay.
Food processor, sharp blade.
Okay.
4 cups of flour.
Okay.
Now I know doing this, I'm gonna catch some grief because I'm not using my hands.
All-purpose flour?
Yes, ma'am. All-purpose
Okay.
flour,
Okay.
baking powder,
Mhm.
baking soda, and a little bit of kosher salt.
Okay.
That's our leveling agent. So that's all gonna go
I
in.
learned that in home economics at Henry Grady High School in 1960. We won't say what year. There you go.
Then we're gonna start pulsing this just to incorporate it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm learning something. I have one of these. My children bought me, but I never opened it.
Now
so-
the butter,
Ooh,
ice
love
cold.
that butter.
small,
Okay.
small pieces. Break that up over the top.
Okay.
That's gonna
Out of
work
a
it.
refrigerator cold?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Out of a
Okay.
refrigerator cold.
You know, we have an audience that I think loves butter.
Well, that's good because this is 2
Something about
sticks.
butter. Yay.
And then we're going to start incorporating this. And kind of like when you do it by hand, you want to look for those pea-sized textures in there. That's what we want to look for in
Okay.
here. So if you can do me a favor, if you can go ahead and measure me out 1.5 cups of buttermilk. That's a 1-cup measure.
Okay. Now we know I don't measure, but there's your a cup. This is
That's good.
national TV debut. Cherie Martin measuring 1 cup.
Then I need another half in a minute. So
Okay, I
I'm
can
gonna
do
turn it
that.
on. I'm going to start pouring through this fill tube
Okay.
so it starts to come together.
I'm learning something, guys. Now, Scottie, when you make ice cream, it's a perfected recipe. This is going to be a perfected recipe, and I am actually following a recipe. Amazing.
Well, close.
A little bit of,
Now, what, that's why you don't measure.
well, you know, it was close.
I'd leave a little bit.
Close doesn't count anything but horseshoes and hand grenades.
That's right. That's right. So,
What's this for? For me to drink?
well, you know what? That's great for whipped topping and such. But what we're going to do now, this is all going to start to come together as we pulse it in.
Uh-huh.
And if it doesn't, then we just take a spoon and move it down.
Okay.
But our dough's starting to come together, and that's what we want.
Okay.
That is actually going to go on the top of the biscuit before we go ahead and start putting it together.
Really?
Before it goes in the oven, that's what we're going to do.
Now, see, I would have used my hands instead of a spoon on that, but that's just me.
See,
Yeah.
he's just trying to get some points there.
Oh,
Sherry.
yeah. Yeah.
So this
yeah.
is getting a
Yeah,
little,
yeah.
this is good. This is what
Okay.
we want. Okay?
Okay.
1 lump or 2.
There you
So we're
go.
going to take a couple of them actually. And we're going to take this. If you could open that flour for me.
I can do that.
Sprinkle a little bit in my hands.
I
We're
can
going to
do
make
that.
a few quick biscuits.
I would do it on my counter.
Okay, well then that's what we'll do. And I was trying not to mess up your
Oh
counter
no,
too
honey,
bad.
that's right. It's paid for.
Okay.
Or relatively.
All right.
Go ahead and use
That's
it.
what
Now,
the second
If you don't
job's
use
for.
it, the banker.
That's right. Or the third husband.
Yeah.
But anyway,
We gotta keep the banker happy.
The
You know,
other
let
thing-
him know we use his kitchen.
the other thing we want to do too is when you do this,
Uh-huh.
use a biscuit cutter. Now you were
Right.
telling me you use a glass. You
I
said
use
that's
glass
it.
or a snuff glass. Have you ever seen snuff?
Yes.
I use the snuff glass because it's the perfect size for a biscuit. So
Okay.
if I'm not rolling them out, I use the snuff glass.
Okay. So when you put that in there, you put it down and you don't turn it. Do you know why you don't turn it?
Tell me.
The reason I was told the reason you don't turn it is because when you turn it, you seal up the sides. See, and it's
I
just
turned it.
Yep, it's just a straight
So
cut
you
through.
can fire me.
Straight. It's your show. I can't
You
fire
can't
you.
fire me. You can't fire me. Oh, these are wonderful.
See, in this way, because you didn't close the sides, see all the
Uh-huh.
air pockets,
I see
we'll
that.
get maximum rise out of these.
Wow.
Boy, I'll tell you.
No more turning at my house.
No,
That's
no,
it.
no, there you go.
See, and then you never want to waste any of this.
No.
See, and there's one that snuck
There
in
you
there.
go. Wow. Smelling good.
Now, will you cat head the last two?
Okay, what's cat head?
Now see, here we go.
He doesn't know what a cat is.
Well, wait, let's ask the
Called
Yankee.
the
Does-
chef.
Yeah.
Does Kevin know?
Absolutely.
What is it?
Tall biscuit.
Oh, okay.
A tall biscuit. Tall order to fill in the
I
South
thought it
End
was
Mid-
just a wad of dough on there.
Yep, and it rises a little bit higher. Wow.
So we're just going to keep going these. And these you don't
And
want.
what is the name of this recipe?
These are going to be black pepper biscuits.
Okay. We've got just a few seconds to get these
Okay.
bad boys in the
Take a
oven.
little bit of the cream, pour a little bit of the cream on top. Just a little
Okay.
bit on each one.
Oh, man. Am I going to rub it in?
A little bit more. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Who gave me this recipe?
Actually, I stole it off the internet.
Oh,
Come
good.
on.
Well,
No,
hey.
a friend of mine makes biscuits all the time,
Uh-huh.
and I love black pepper, especially out of a grinder,
Right.
which I know you're familiar with and you love to
Right.
death.
Right.
So if we can hit those right now with a little bit of the black pepper, we're
Black
going to bake
pepper.
that in there
Okay, we're
and
going
go
to put
from
black
there.
pepper on top.
Yep.
We're going to throw them in the oven, and when we come back, guys, we're going to enjoy finished product. Ribs, black pepper biscuit, and soup beans. Hang
Yum.
on, we'll be right back. Oh my goodness, this is smelling good in here. And you know, it's looking better because we have been joined by the neighborhood said Scottie Mayfield was in the house, and guess what? The kids appeared. Now, we're going to do soup beans, and we put a biscuit. Let's don't do that one. We've got a biscuit under the beans and ribs. And let me tell you, we're going to serve it with a spoon because this is finger licking good.
Fall off
Scottie,
the bone.
it's got
Good.
orange marmalade in it
I can't wait to taste
and
it.
barbecue sauce. Now, Fred, you taste that and see what you
Yum.
think of that. Guys, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for coming to see Scottie. I'm so glad y'all
Oh,
did. Good?
Man.
Good? Yum, yum, yum. Emily, Brooke, Johnson, Brandon, thank you for coming to see Scottie. Now tell Scottie Mayfield, what's your favorite food group? Ice cream. Ice cream. Remember, ice cream, only Mayfield, the very best.
Thank you.
Only Chef and the Fatman, the very best radio talk show, and Heart of the Home has to be your favorite program. We love coming into your home. Thank you for coming into mine. I look forward to seeing you next week. We'll be here. You be here too. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Rita Pearson with the Diplomats, and it's been a great day here at Heart of the Homes with Cherie and all of our friends. And you know, I love to end my day with good Southern gospel music, and I'd love for you to sit back and listen to one of my favorites.
I'm not ashamed to stand and say that I love Jesus. I'm not ashamed to say I'm trusting in His word. I'm not ashamed to lift up high the bloodstained banner because I'm saved. I'm not ashamed. Sometimes we as Christians, we wait upon the shelf. We're ashamed to lift our hands and praise. We wait on someone else. But Jesus died on Calvary. God's plan He did fulfill. And that is why I stand today trying to do His will. I'm not ashamed to stand and say that I love Jesus. I'm not ashamed to say I'm trusting in His word. I'm not ashamed to lift up high the bloodstained banner because I'm saved. I'm not ashamed. In this life we have his blessings, yet we fail to praise his name. He said if we were ashamed of him, to us he'd be the same. When he gave his life on Calvary, he did it for all men, so that we could stand and proudly say, we've been born again. I'm not ashamed to stand and say that I love Jesus. I'm not ashamed to say I'm trusting in his word. I'm not ashamed to lift up high the bloodstained banner, because I'm saved. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed to stand and say that I love Jesus. I'm not ashamed to say I'm trusting in his word. I'm not ashamed to lift up high the bloodstained banner, because I'm saved. I'm not ashamed, because I'm saved. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed to stand and say that I love Jesus. I'm not ashamed to say I'm trusting in his word. I'm not ashamed to lift up high the bloodstained banner, because I'm saved. I'm not ashamed, because I'm saved. I'm not ashamed. A loved one knew he'd reached the end of life's journey. He'd been holding to God's hand a long time. As I knelt by his bed, my heart was thrilled at what he said. If I go or if I stay, victory is mine. I'm a winner either way. If I go or if I stay, I will still have my Jesus each passing day. I'll have a healing here below, or life forever if I go. Oh, praise the Lord, I'm a winner either way. None of us really know about tomorrow. We must prepare to go to heaven any day. While we're here, let's trust the Lord. He'll lead us safe to our reward, and by his grace we'll be a winner either way. I'm a winner either way. If I go or if I stay, I will still have my Jesus each passing day. I'll have a healing here below, or life forever if I go. Oh, praise the Lord, I'm a winner either way. Oh, praise the Lord, I'm a